So I am here today to talk about my hysterectomy, to give you a 6-month update. So if you did not know, I had a partial hysterectomy on July 17th of 2020. So I have 2 videos on my channel that cover that. I have my first video beforehand telling you why I had it done and so forth. And then my second video was an update. So it was like a 1 or 2 week update. So I've had several people ask me for a 6-month update on how I'm doing and how it went and if I would do it again and so forth. So that is what I'm going to do today. I did not even realize that it had been 6 months until I had a couple of people say it, and then I counted it and I'm like, it has been 6 months. So I'm just gonna tell you in a nutshell, I did have a partial hysterectomy. You might wonder what that is. It means they took my uterus and my tubes, but they left my ovaries. And which sounds really odd, and I will tell you, I'm really nervous about my ovaries in the first place. I mention it every time I go for my female appointment because my grandmother died of ovarian cancer at like the age of 61 in 1992. But they don't ever seem concerned about it. So I don't know, I probably need to do more research about ovarian cancer. Is it something that can be passed on genetically or is it not? I probably need to do some research. But I'm telling you, every time I go, I mention it. So they did leave my ovaries. I was happy that they left them, even though I'm terrified of them, because if they would have removed everything, it would have thrown me into menopause. I'm 39 and I really didn't want to have to go through that right now. Which means menopause, I think I would have had to take hormones and all of that from my knowledge. And I have had people tell me that they have, I've had people tell me that they had their ovaries removed, that they had their ovaries stay, and there's pros and cons to both. But I was glad that my doctor chose to leave mine in for now. Now, that doesn't mean that they're always gonna say. I might in a couple years or 10 years from now, they may have to remove them. So that is an option, but I do have my ovaries right now. So let me talk about real fast why I had the hysterectomy. I've had some bladder problems for the last couple of years and some issues in my female area. That's all I'm gonna really say. If you wanna see any more details about it, I will link that video on the card above. So it got to where I would get out of the bathtub and pee down both legs. I wouldn't feel like I needed to pee, but everything, my female everything had shifted down and it was pulling on my bladder. So my doctor said, let's go ahead and we're not going to lift the bladder. We're going to do a partial hysterectomy and we're going to see if that takes any relief off of your bladder. I do take bladder medication every single day and I will tell you it has gotten a lot better. Now I do have days where I have this like little pinching feeling in my bladder that, oh, I got to run to the bathroom. But you guys, I'm not peeing on myself like I was. It was so bad. Like when we would go to the beach in the summer, I'm like, am I gonna be able to get from the beach house to the ocean without peeing on myself? It was very embarrassing, and I think it is because, and y'all, this is opinion, this is just my opinion, and this is my husband's opinion. I am not a wide person. When I was pregnant with both of my kids, I did not, my hips did not spread, I did not spread at all, which concerned my husband after the fact. And I had 2 vaginal deliveries, both of them, like pushed hard with both of my kids. He doesn't think, he thinks I was too small to push out kids and it caused a lot of pulling down there that just never recovered. So I'm not saying that's everybody's issue. I'm just saying that is what, how we feel. I probably should have been given a C-section both times because I'm just not a wide person. So now let's talk about how I'm doing. So I will tell you the bladder issues are better, just like I told you. I was, if you watch my update video, I did have some major constipation. I'm not even joking. Like, I have heard, oh, like, oh, people can't go to the bathroom. Why are they talking about that? Oh, can you just go sit on the toilet and go? I had no idea what constipation was until after I had that partial hysterectomy. It was no joke. And I talked about this in my update, and this went on for a month or two afterwards, and to the point where I had to once a week go to the bathroom and give myself an at-home enema. Now, if you want me to explain that, send me a message on Instagram or something and I'll share that with you. I'm not going to talk about the gruesome details of what that entails, but it did work. And then I realized, I think somebody on my video mentioned this, so if you were the one that mentioned it, thank you very much. They said I was taking iron pills, and I am a person that stays anemic, or I did. And they told me, so I was taking iron pills every day. So they said, you know, you might not need the iron pills anymore because now you don't have that blood sucking organ anymore inside of you that's taking all of your blood. And I thought, you know what, they may have a point. So I stopped taking the iron pills. And you guys, I'm able to go to the bathroom now. So I think it was the iron pills. I really was not needing them anymore. And I guess I was producing too much iron and it was making me not be able to go to the bathroom. It did not matter how much fiber I took. It did not matter how many drinks that I took that are supposed to make you go to the bathroom. Nothing was working. That worked. So no more iron pills for me. I haven't had my iron pills since I think September maybe. And it's been great. So that is that. No iron, can go to the bathroom, great. Now, do I have my period? No, I do not. That has been the best thing, you guys. I will tell you, no period to worry about every single month is amazing. Not just because of all of the nastiness that you have to worry about. And let me add that as well. It was so bad down there that I could not wear a tampon. So, just a little bit of an TMI moment there. I couldn't even wear a tampon because it would just fall straight out. So it's been great not having a period. I cannot tell you, I had gotten so bad with my period, very heavy flow, very, very heavy, especially the first couple of days were really, really bad. To the point where, I mean, I would try to wear a tampon and a pad and I would have to switch out so often. And it was just bad. We went to the beach 2 or 3 years ago and I bled through my clothes onto the furniture. So it was embarrassing. I started crying. Thank goodness for my husband because he helped me clean it all up. It was very embarrassing. So it had gotten so bad. I was on a constant emotional roller coaster every single month. Like, I knew it. Like, I could not control my emotions. I would have days where I was on a big high and it was like depression time. And then it was kind of like, ooh, middle of the road. Then I'll have a don't touch me. And then I'm like, oh, I'm sobbing all the time. It was really, really bad. The hormonal, like, imbalance every single month. And it was like, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. But it did not matter what my diet was like. Nothing mattered. My mood was going to be all over the place every single month. So I cannot tell you how amazing it has felt not to have to worry about that every single month. The heavy flows and the, you know, mood swings all over the place. And my husband has even noticed. So he has even stated that it is better with me not having my period because of the emotional roller coaster that I was on. So I know it was hard for him because it was for me. So that has been great. Now I will tell you that I do have ovary pain from time to time. So at least once a month, I go through a cycle, and I don't know. I'm going to talk about, y'all, this is just going to be a TMI type of video. I'm just going to lay it all out there for you. I will tell you that I will still have like a couple of day period. It'll probably be like 5 days to where I can't really use the bathroom. Even though I told you just a minute ago that the bathroom's good. This is something that has gone on for years, and I'm thinking it's with my hormones. So I will have a week in the month where I'll have some ovary pain and I can't use the bathroom. Like, it doesn't matter what I eat. I could eat clean lettuce, you know, vegetables. I could go eat a hamburger and some greasy fries. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to be able to use the bathroom for like 5 days. And then on that 5th day, it's like it all releases. So I still have that once a month. and it's not fun, but I'm like, well, here I go again on day 3 of not using the bathroom. So I know, but I'm not bleeding, so I mean, that's a plus. So I still have some ovary pain every once in a while, and I do have a little period every month to where I can't use the bathroom. But I will tell you, it has been really great. The recovery was pretty easy. Now, those first couple of days were really rough. I had a lot of pain in my lower back, like to the point where it felt like labor pain. Like, seriously, I felt like I was in labor for a good 24 hours. It did not matter what, because they gave me 2 sets of medication. I was supposed to take one like every 6 hours, one every 12 hours, and it did not matter. I was in so much pain those first 24 hours. I was crying and everything, but it did get better. So before I had my partial hysterectomy, I did have a lot of pulling in my abdomen, and it got so bad. It gradually got worse. Like, from having Derek, I mean, I think really having Derek like completely threw everything off. I think it threw my thyroid off. I think it threw all of my female parts off, and I just don't think my body recovered from it. So it just gradually got worse, and then it got to the point where I was having this pulling in my abdomen. So it would literally feel like they were trying to pull out my bottom area. And thank you that I don't have that anymore. So my bladder, I don't have that pulling, and I don't have my uterus, so I'm not gonna have my uterus pulling, but my bladder is seeming to be okay now. So I did want to talk about that. I was having some pulling in my abdomen, and I don't have that anymore. So 6 months out, I know some people talked about how they were tired and really fatigued all the way into like at least a year after. I don't really feel like I have that, y'all. I'm always on the go. Y'all know I'm always, if I sit down at the end of the day, I'm done. Like, I don't ever sit on the couch, because I know if I sit on the couch, I'm not getting up. So I don't really notice any of the fatigue that a lot of people notice. Now, I did right at the beginning, like probably a month or 2. It took me a while to kind of get in the groove of going to work and the grind of every day. But mine didn't last that long, probably like 2 months. So, and I don't know, maybe I just push myself harder and I try not to notice and all of that. But I don't feel like I have the fatigue that some people mention that they have long after having it. And that could be because I still have my ovaries. I don't know if the individuals that talked about that had a partial hysterectomy or a full hysterectomy. So that is definitely, that definitely could have a factor in the fatigue part. Maybe because I still have my ovaries, I don't have that. And that brings me to, you might wonder, and I need to talk about this too, I do not have an incision from my hysterectomy. They were able to do it vaginally, so I don't have a scar. But I will say this, I had a lot of leg pain afterwards, and I still feel like I'm not in alignment. I'm almost to the point where I feel like maybe I need to go to a chiropractor, because I don't feel like, and I'll have scoliosis anyways, but I don't feel like I'm aligned. And like, I'm sitting on the floor right now, so I'm probably gonna have some problems when I get off this floor, because I don't feel like I'm aligned. And I don't know if that has anything to do with, they say that they like strap you up and put your legs up and separate them out, and that's how they do it. So if that's the case, that's why I've had leg pain and whole body pain. It could have thrown my whole system off. So if you've had a hysterectomy, let me know. Have you experienced any of that, needed to go to a chiropractor, or let me know, because I am wondering if that's something that I need to do, because I do feel like my body's kind of off. And then once I found out how supposedly that they do this hysterectomy, they strap your feet up and all this, it's like, oh, that's why I've had such pain. So I wanted to talk about that. So I think that's about all to update you on my hysterectomy. I'm doing great. It feels I'm so glad that I did it. I really am. I do have some questions that I asked in our Facebook group. So if you're not a part of the Golden Circle on Facebook, jump on over to Facebook and become a part of the Golden Circle. It's our positive community. Make sure that you answer those questions, because if you don't, I won't add you. And while we're talking about it, make sure you add your email to my newsletter. In the description, I'm doing this like it's right here. In the description, because I email you every week with a recap of my videos. And I'm going to start doing some giveaways. And when I start selling stickers in the shop, I'll have some exclusives for the email list and all that. So lots of fun things to come. So definitely make sure you add your email to that list. And usually when I do a video like this, I do ask y'all for questions. If I need any type of video topics, y'all are the ones I go to for all that information. Okay, let's see. Would you do it again if you had a choice? 100% I would do it again. Even with some of the issues with my, you know, feeling like I'm out of alignment and all that, hands down, I would do it again. With no more periods, no more mood swings, no more, you know, the flows, all of that. No more peeing on yourself. I mean, that in itself, you guys, no more peeing on yourself. I mean, I could not, I never understood the whole peeing either. That's embarrassing. Like, no joke, that's embarrassing. So those 4 things, hands down, I would do it again. Somebody said, do you wish you would have had it done laparoscopically? I thought I read you had no incision. I don't, laparoscopically, does that mean, do I wish I had an incision? No, I'm glad I don't have an incision, if that's what that means. So I had somebody ask me how I was feeling. I'm feeling great. I'm really feeling great. So glad that I decided to have that done. Okay, somebody asked if I was taking hormones. No, I'm not taking hormones because I still have my ovaries. Okay, this is a good one. Did your results and recovery match what the doctors told you to expect? Amazing question. Yes, they did. And here's the great thing. My doctor gave me no expectations. He told me that they did not know when they went in to have the surgery if they would have to do an incision or not. He said it would all depend on what they saw when they got in there. And he didn't know if they were going to have to lift the bladder, because we went in saying we're not going to lift the bladder. But if it looked like it needed done, he was going to go ahead and do that too. And so my doctor was very realistic. He did not tell me, hey, we're going to do this, because he knew he would not know until he got in there to look at it. My recovery time was exactly like he said it was going to be. And you guys, I would say I couldn't lift anything up to like 4 weeks, I think. I tried once or twice and it was not good. And so I did try to take it easy. A lot of, I know y'all, some of y'all were like, you were doing too much. Quit doing all of this. But seriously, I was sitting on the couch most of the time I was doing all that. I just can't sit and sit and sit for weeks. So, yes, his expectations and how everything turned out was great. My doctor was amazing. Have you noticed any emotional changes? Yes, like I've already talked about. Yes, I'm not nearly at mood swings all over the place. I don't feel like I'm as negative Nancy, because I would get through the times when I'm going through that depression stage once a month that I was a real negative Nancy. I was probably a really hard person to be around, and I don't have those anymore. So it feels amazing. And I know I keep saying it was amazing. I feel amazing. And I do feel so much better. The issues that I was having, I don't have those issues anymore. I know I'm on bladder medication. But you guys, I don't care if I have to stay on that bladder medication the rest of my life. I'm in such a better place than I was before I had it. So that is all for my hysterectomy update. If you guys have any questions, leave those in the comments below and I will definitely answer those for you. If I have enough, I'll do another video. So y'all just leave anything that you want to know in the comments. Anything personal, I've had some of you reach out to me and ask me some personal questions. Definitely do that. The best way to get in touch with me is on Instagram. Y'all, I don't check my messages on Facebook, and I'm not consistent with my email, so Instagram is the best way to get in touch with me. So don't forget to jump over and become a part of the Golden Circle on Facebook. Also, put your email in that newsletter link in the description below. So you guys, I hope y'all have a fantastic week, and until next time, bye you guys.